This is the ultimate PropStream tutorial for beginners wanting to get started in wholesaling real estate to get their very first wholesale deal. I'm going to share my screen with you all, share with you all the different features on PropStream, and also share with you all some key lists that I think will be great for you all to pull and to target to get that very first wholesale deal or to consistently get deals in your wholesale real estate business. All right, so I'm here on PropStream. PropStream is a website where you all can find motivated sellers, right? And so they have all these different types of lists. So one thing that you can do is that from here, you type in a zip code, you can type in county or an exact address of a property, right? You can look on market, off market, or both. And then you have all these different filters. So this is really where you're going to find motivated sellers. And by the way, hope you all appreciated that I'm just going straight into this video. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel. A lot of you all watch my videos but are not subscribed. Please hit that subscribe button, like this video also, and then comment down below. But you have lists like divorce list. And right now it's showing 0 because I didn't put a city in there, but we'll do that soon. You have pre-probate. And that's just a popular list. This is people that are going through some sort of, transferring ownership of a specific property. You have senior owners, you have tax delinquency, pre-foreclosures, tire landlords. Zombie properties are properties that, they look at both foreclosures and if the property is vacant. So you have two areas of distress with a property. So a seller in that situation is more motivated. And then you just go down the list. You can just click, these are pre-populated lists, or you can create these lists using this. And so that's what I like to do usually, so I can narrow down exactly what type of lists I'm going to choose. And by the way, I am going to share with you all a few lists that I like to target. I just want to show you how this works. On PropStream, if you go down, you have property details. You can narrow it down by bedrooms, bathrooms, residential, commercial, vacant land, other, year built, even school district, lot size. And I think this is helpful for people who may be in a high cost living area or even low cost. So you can, I'm just starting this out. Maybe you're thinking as a beginner, I'm just starting this out. I just want to target properties that are not like a 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom home, right? You can do that. You could put maximum a certain amount of bedrooms, right? A certain amount of bathrooms. Or I don't want to target a mansion. Then I don't want it to be more than like 3,000 square feet of a house. Or even newer homes. Let's say, hey, I don't want to target new construction homes because a lot of times they're just bought and people are not motivated and they may not have enough equity for me to wholesale that deal. You can do that. So those are some good situations. And then they have an AI feature where they predict the overall condition of the property. They're using different things, probably years built and other things of that nature to determine whether the property is in good or bad condition. So they have disrepair, poor, average, good, excellent, and luxury. And then they have it for bathroom, kitchen, exterior, and interior. And then foreclosure factor also. So this is part of their AI services. And then MLS, if it's on market, off market, usually you want to keep this on off market if you're wholesaling it. But you can wholesale on market. I know there are people who do that and they do well. Pre-foreclosure, where you actually go in and instead of just clicking pre-foreclosure, you just press include here, essentially. And then information and occupancy. I like using this because sometimes you want to target people who do not live in the house. So you can put non-owner. So essentially that's a person that has a home, but they don't live in it. Either they're renting it out or it's vacant. So you can put, yes, vacant property. So if it's a vacant property, neither the owner or they have a renter in the property. And then years of ownership, I like this because obviously you don't want to target someone who just bought their property within the past year. Maybe you want them to own it for at least, 10 years so they can have some equity. I like to put like 7 years, or I like to do it before the pandemic because after the pandemic, home prices just exploded. And so I know a lot of sellers have a ton of equity. You still can target people after that, but I think you need to target people who have a ton of equity, right? You can go individual, corporation with that. and then last sale date, last sale price, and then number of properties owned. Let's say you don't want to target big time landlords. You can be like, okay, maximum, I want them to own a maximum of 4 properties. Maybe you're going after small tire landlords. Or if you're actually looking for tire landlords, you can say a minimum of 2 or 3, because that really weeds out just one person, and you can put maximum whatever. And then include unknown sales date. Now, this is a hack that a lot of people do not use because a lot of properties do not have a ton of information. And so when you're putting all this information, they kick these properties out because they don't know the sales date. So it's important to include them. And I noticed that a lot of time these properties can be motivated sellers. Maybe they're just not good with paperwork, or it's an older property where they don't have the sales date information because they owned it for so long. And then probate, you can be include inter-family transfer, very similar to probate. And then if there's any liens on the property, bankruptcy, divorces, you can do that, tax delinquency. So you have all of that. And then value and equity, I like this a lot too, because it's similar to years. I want them to make sure they have a certain amount of equity. And so I usually use a percentage type. And for me, as long as it's around 30% or more, I'm good. If I really want to narrow down the list, I may go to like 50%. Estimated equity amount, if you want to put an amount to that equity, you can do that, and different things like that. But another thing is with PropStream, you don't always have to use it for wholesaling. You can use it for, if you're an agent, right? If you're a real estate agent, you can target different sellers for different reasons. You may want to target newer properties. So you can say, hey, properties built between 2021 and 2026, and they need to move, but families are looking for new construction properties. And so different things like that, you can target it by mortgage types and everything. So that's just all the filters list. And then right here, you have my properties. And this is when you save properties, and you can put marketing lists down here. And so I have some of them right here. And then you have contacts right here. You have campaigns if you want to do a direct mail campaign. And then batch dollar, since PropStream has bought batch dollar, you can connect it directly to batch dollar. Of course, that's a different, more money that you have to spend, but if you're cold calling, that would be great. So another thing with PropStream and wholesaling and finding that deal as a beginner is I do research about what's happening in the economy, in the real estate market, in order for me to better target, potential sellers. So this is this website I like to use, PR Newswire. But anyways, they have different articles on real estate. So foreclosures filings dip month over month, while annual trend continues upward. So annually, foreclosures are going up. So, okay, that makes me think I need to target pre-foreclosures on PropStream. Unemployment, foreclosure rate, housing market risk. And so zombie property foreclosures rose. We talked about the zombie properties. So now I'm going to go into a couple lists that I like that you all can target in your real estate business. So we can pick Denver, Colorado for our city. There's 281,000 properties. Now, this is a higher cost of living area. So that's one thing that you have to consider too. So you have these pre-populated lists. And so you can see like tax delinquent, there's like 17,000 in there. Tired landlords, 56. You have pre-foreclosures. This can just be one list that you target, 513. You can do that. People who own their properties free and clear, that's a good amount. Over 100,000 out of 281,000 properties. Bankruptcy, you have failed listings that you can retarget, high equity, vacant properties, zombie properties. And so that's what I would do. I would just click on some of them, especially the small ones, especially if you don't have a lot of money and you're a beginner and you're just starting out. This is what you need to do in order to better set yourself up for success in this business. Let's say we go down here. What I like to do, I like to keep it down to residential. So this is one list that I would target. I'll keep it residential. And let's just say we keep it single family. So we're already down to 155,000 properties. So from 281 to 155, because we're trying to narrow it down because we don't want a large list to target. All right, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to keep it off market and then go down. and I like ownership information. So what I want to look for, I want to look for properties that are vacant and they're non-owner occupied or they weren't occupied. So I'm just going to put no non-owner occupied properties. So we're down to 32 and I want them to be vacant. So we're down to 962 properties. The next thing is I'm going to make sure they have owned this property for 5 or more years. Now we're down to 370 properties. And then I'm going to do value and equity. I'm going to make sure they own at least 30% of it. So I'm going to do there. And then now you have a list of 329 properties that you can target right now in Denver, Colorado. So this is one list that I like to target. It's essentially a vacant high equity list. And I think a lot of people need to use lists like this, especially as a beginner, if you're starting out in this business. All right, you all, hope you all enjoyed this video of PropStream tutorial and me actually showing you some lists that I would target. Make sure you all check the link down below for a 7 free day trial and use PropStream in your business. If you all have any questions, let me know. All right, talk to you all later.